All right, so we're going to go over the review. Number 1, this is a graphing problem. So you're either going to see if the two numbers they gave you will fit on the graph. If they don't fit, what are you going to do? Divide. Y over X. So let's see if it fits. Lenore pays a total of $16.50 for every 6 shirts she has dry cleaned. Which graph shows this? So you're looking, which one is going to be on the x-axis and which one's going to be on the y-axis? Money is always on the y-axis. So I'm going to go to 6 shirts and see if it's at about $16.50, and this one looks good. I'm going to go look here. 6 shirts is nowhere near $16.50. Here, nowhere near, and here, nowhere near. So it has to be F. Number 2, it wanted you to place the numbers in ascending order. What is ascending order? It means it's getting bigger as you go. So least to greatest. What should I change all of these numbers to? Decimals. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to change them to decimals. So this is 93 cents if I round. So I'm going to write right above it that that's 93 cents. All right, 2.5. How much money is that worth? $2.50. Pi. If you don't know what pi is, you can put it in the calculator and hit enter. It is $3.14. How do I change a percent to a decimal? Put it over 100. So I do alpha y equals 92 over 100. I go to math, decimal, enter. That is worth 92 cents. If I put these from least to greatest, which one of these is worth the lowest amount? 92 cents. So this one needs to go first. It is the only one listed first right here. Okay, turn the page. Number 3. Number 3, a survey of customers at a restaurant revealed that 7 out of 10 customers preferred the restaurant's new spaghetti sauce, which shows this relationship. So this is graphing again. What is on the x-axis? Customers. So the number 10, because it says customers, needs to go on the x-axis. So I'm going to 10, and then I'm going to go up to 7. So A is good. But I'm going to check the other ones. If I was at 10, there's no dot at 7, so it's not B. C would be at 10, 14, so that's wrong. And D doesn't even have 10 on there, so A was the answer. Number 4, anytime you see a table, where do you go in your calculator? Stat. So you're going to go to stat. Y'all should be writing this down because I'm going to let you use this review on your test. So you're going to go to stat, edit. You're going to clear out the list and type in the numbers. Now where do I go now that my numbers are in? Stat, and then what? Calc. So I hit stat again. I tab over to calc. Option 4 for linear. And here is my slope right here. So my M is negative 0.04 and my B is 15. That's my y-intercept. So right here, I can take this one off. Why? It says the y-intercept is 375. I can take this one off too. Both of these have a y-intercept of 15. So I've got to decide between these slopes. Which one would the slope be a decimal? This one or this one? I mean, if y'all look at this, look at these two numbers. That is an integer. There's no way it will ever be a decimal, so it can't be that one. If you don't understand that, where could you go in your calculator? To your home screen, type in negative 0.04, hit math, fraction, enter, and that would tell you that it's negative 1/25. All right, change the page. Number 5, which statement is true about this graph? So let's talk about what they're talking about here. This says non-proportional, non-proportional, proportional, proportional. What do we know about proportional? It has to pass through 0, 0. Is this graph passing through right here at 0, 0? No, so this is not proportional. So it can't be C or D. Now, what makes something non-proportional? It doesn't pass through 0, 0. So A says it's non-proportional because the slope is negative. Does that even matter for non-proportional? No, you can have a non-proportional graph with a positive slope or a negative slope, so that's not it. B says the graph is non-proportional because the graph does not contain the origin, meaning it doesn't pass through 0, 0. Number 6. What is the clue word in this problem? Scientific notation. Where do we go in our calculator for scientific notation? Mode SCI. You might want to write it down if you don't remember that, because you get to use this on your test. So I'm going to go to mode. I'm going to change it to SCI. And then I'm simply going to type this number into my calculator. So 0.001429, and there's my answer. 1.429 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, same thing here. Want you to put it in scientific notation. So my mode is going to stay in SCI. Now, to do this one, am I going to put commas in my calculator? No, I'm going to just count these zeros real quick. So this is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, so 17 zeros. So I'm going to put a 2, I'm going to put a 7, 5, and then I'm going to count 17 zeros. There's 17 zeros, and there's my answer. So the answer was D. Now, before I move on, what do I need to do to my calculator? Change it back to normal mode. So I'm going to go to mode and change this back to normal. So now I'm on number 8. What is the clue word on number 8? Function. What do we look for in functions? The x's cannot repeat. So I'm looking at the x's. Remember, in a coordinate, it's an x comma y. So this x is 0, negative 1, negative 1. Did you see something repeat? The negative 1, so that's out. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. Did something repeat? The 3s, that's out. These are all zeros, so it's out. This is 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Say that again. That's what I got. Is that not what y'all got? The calculator gave us that by using mode SCI. All right. Turn the page. What do you see right away? What is this? This is a right triangle. And we learned with right triangles, we do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm telling y'all, you need to write it down if you haven't already. Side C is always across from the right angle. So there's the right angle. So this has to be side C. It says Natasha walked from the library to the grocery store. So that's here. Then she went from the grocery store to her house. The diagram shows the top view of these locations. Which measurement is closest to the shortest distance from her house to the library? So a lot of people would think, oh, well, wouldn't I just add those? But that's not how far away it is. That's how she walked. It's actually this distance right here. So this is going to be side A and B. It doesn't matter which way you put those. So I'm going to do 1.7 squared plus 0.9 squared equals c squared. Am I going to add or subtract? Add. So I'm going to do 1.7 squared plus 0.9 squared, and my answer is 3.7. Is that my answer? No. What do I have to do to that? Square root it. The square root of 3.7 is 1.92. So which answer is closest? G. Number 10. While on a business trip, Mr. Anderson stayed at a hotel in downtown Austin. During his stay, he had his car parked by a valet service. Do y'all know what a valet is? Yeah. Where you drive up, you hand them your keys, and they go park your car. The service costs $15 per day. Did you just see a clue word? That means the 15 gets the variable. On the last day, Mr. Anderson tipped the valet $20. Is he going to keep tipping $20 every time, or is that a one-time thing? So that is a one-time thing. Which equation shows this? B. Number 11. An architect is designing an office building with N floors that will have FM radio antenna, which are 15.85 meters tall on its roof. Each floor of the building will be 3.9 meters high. Did y'all see a clue word in this sentence? Each. Right here. This each goes to that 3.9. Which function can be used to find the total height of the building? Why is this getting the X? Because it said each. Because each floor, that means that is repeated every floor that you're going up. Plus the FM radio antenna, which is 15.85. So which answer matches that? G. Okay, number 12. What are your two clue words? Not and function. Again, what is a function? It's where the x's do not repeat. So we're going to find the one that's not a function. I'm only looking at the x's. -2, 0, 7, and 1. Is that a function? Yes. That's not my answer then. 0, 2, 3, 6. Is that a function? Yes. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Nothing repeated. And 4, 3, 2, 4. What was wrong with this one? The 4s repeat. That is not a function. Okay, number 13. What do you see right away? A right triangle. What do we know about right triangles? We use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean theorem. The side across from the right angle has to be side C. We're going to call this side A and this side B, but remember, it does not matter. Now let's read the question. which measurement is closest to X. So they're wanting this side right here. So I don't know this side, but I do know B is 4 squared, and I know that C is 8. So 8 squared. Would I add or would I subtract on this one? Why? Because I can't add. I cannot add that. So I'm going to do 8 squared minus 4 squared. So I go to my calculator. That is not 8 minus 4. It is 8 squared minus 4 squared, which is 48. Is that my answer? No. What do I have to do to it? Square root. The square root of 48 is 6.92. Or 6.93. It doesn't matter. Which answer up here is closest to that? H. Number 14, what do you see right away? A table. Where do we put a table in our calculator? Stat. So I'm going to go to stat. Everybody should be doing it with me. I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to clear out my list. Okay, now I'm going to enter in these numbers. Now where do I go? Stat, calc, option 4. Why is it option 4? Because it's linear, and it says right here that AX plus B, which is MX plus B. Okay, the slope, write this down. The slope is 0.66666667. The y-intercept is 2. So what can I mark off because the y-intercept is wrong? F, that's wrong, and J. So I need to know, is this slope really 3/2 or 2/3? So I'm just going to go put those in my calculator. 3/2 is 1.5. Oops, math, decimal enter. Does that match this? No. So it's got to be 2/3, but let's go check it out. 2/3 is math, decimal enter. Is that what this is? Yes. So H matches. Number 15. What is the clue word? Proportional. What does it mean to be proportional? It passes through 0, 0. Which graph passes through 0, 0? A. B doesn't. Here's 0, 0. C doesn't at all. Here's 0, 0. And D does not either. So the answer was A. Number 16. Which of these best describes the slope and y-intercept? So stop and look at the graph. How do you know where the y-intercept is? On the y-axis. So I'm going to highlight the y-axis. Where is this line touching the y-axis? Right here. That is the y-intercept. It is at 5. So what can I mark off right away? B and D. Now for slope. I can use stat or I can use rise over run. Which one would probably be easier? I would think rise over run. That's just me. So I would find I already have this dot. I just need one more dot. Here it is. I'll zoom in so y'all can see. Now I'm just going to count the rise from this dot to this dot. So if I rise up, how far did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my rise. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4. Since it's going down, this is what kind of slope? Negative. So the slope is -5/4. The y-intercept is 5. Number 17. Based on the graph, what did I tell y'all about this? If you see a graph where two lines meet, all you care about is where they touch. That's your answer right there. But it basically says the graph models the linear relationship between the yearly charges for two video streaming services based on the graph, which is true. Here's what's true. At 5 years, they both cost $30. That's what's true. Which one says that? G. After 5 years, they both cost $30. Okay, number 18, last question. What do you see right here? Where do we go for tables? Stat. So I'm going to go to Stat Edit. I'm going to clear out my list. And I'm going to type in those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not put commas. Okay, once I have the numbers put in, what do? Stat Calc, option 4. And there is my slope. So my M is negative 3,000. My B is 15,000. So if I wanted to write this as an equation in y equals mx plus b, I would just fill this in that M spot and this in for that B spot. So y equals negative 3,000x plus 15,000, which is D. Okay, you have a choice. You can hold on to these, and then next week y'all's test, everybody's tests are on different days, so if you look at the board, figure out when your test is. You can decide, do you want to hold it, or do you want to put it in the box and get it out for testing? It is up to you.